Once again, out stripping honey boxes. We've been in this yard for 15 minutes. They haven't found us yet, but it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. And these hives are looking absolutely terrific. Very happy with them. As you can see, these girls haven't consumed as much patty as my last group, but these are just put on like 2 or 3 days ago. Or Sunday. They were put on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. So they are nibbling away. Nibble, nibble. Reinforce that brood nest. So one thing you'll notice I don't talk a lot about is treatments. Why don't you talk about treatments, Ian? Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you'll notice down with my subscriber base, I have roughly 75,000 subscribers. I have approximately 30,000 hits every day, including my daily uploads or previous videos. And that is exposure worldwide. I'm just a simple little beekeeper up in Manitoba here. I have some very specific conditions that I'm managing, as you see that as I manage my apiary. But also being in Canada, there's certain things that you have to appreciate, and that is regulation. I talk to a lot of American beekeepers. They use magic. I talk to a lot of beekeepers abroad into Europe. So let's just say Germany. They're not allowed to use some of the treatments we are here in Canada. In Canada, we're not allowed to use certain products certain ways as other people within the world. So how am I supposed to approach that? I give advice and it's something that's completely and totally different for somebody else. So I try to avoid that topic absolutely completely. And I think that's fair enough. If you want to get into treatments and how to use not only chemical treatment but also alternative treatments and a lot of discussion around that, I would suggest you maybe look up, there's 2 beekeepers I would highly recommend, one being Kamon Reynolds, a beekeeper down in Tennessee. He's really focused in on a lot of the treatments, and he has an experimental yard, and he's going through the steps and processes and advantages, disadvantages, efficacy, all that stuff. That's really important. So look him up. Another beekeeper, if you're looking for a more of a northern perspective, he's actually my mentor, whether he knows it or not. The beekeeper has paid attention to right from the beginning of my career is Phill Veldhuis, the Beeman. I'll leave the link to both of those guys. Phill is a guy that I based a lot of my apiary management around. Of course, every beekeeper has their own little quirks. So I try to remove his quirks and add my quirks onto the management I do. But he focuses on treatments, and he loves testing and trialing these treatments on a commercial scale, where you have time management in mind, we have seasonality, just the specific conditions to what we're experiencing here in Manitoba. So maybe look him up. He'd be a really good watch. But what I want to do right now is just do a preliminary step, which is universal worldwide, on determining what our infestation levels are here. We have developed a program in Manitoba called our tech transfer program called the KRTP, the Knowledge Research Transfer Program. And through that subscription, we have a professional come out and actually go down and sample a number of colonies within the apiary to help us determine what our infestation levels are, being Varroa, Nosema, foul broods, virus, all those important ones we need to know before and as we head into winter. But I also, as a beekeeper, as a responsible beekeeper, I'm also going to be randomly checking these colonies all the way through, just so I know my levels overall. And then I use my tests and my analysis to then cross-reference what is being brought to me through this tech transfer program of ours. Mike, could you give me a hand here? So I'm just going to set this up. What I want to do, I'm going to dig down into these 2 colonies here. Can you run this camera? Just kind of film what I'm doing down here. I'm going to take a sample out of both these hives. So I'll just, you know, pan what I'm doing and show what I'm doing. Where's that smoker? Two random hives within a yard of 40, what I have going on here, to get a real good assessment of what's on within your yard, within the apiary. It's good to test probably 6 to 8 colonies. So as we go, I just randomly pick 6 to 8 colonies and just take the sample from them. Got this nifty little Varroa test bottle shaker from Serine. One thing I like about it is no leaking. But of course I forgot my fluid, so we're just going to have to put them in here alive. What I want to do is get a sample of bees from a brood frame, because that's more likely where we're going to find mites, if there's going to be mites. So I'm just going to gently persuade these bees to allow me down into the nest. Oh, I don't even have my tub. I'm not very well prepared. So I'm going to pull up a brood frame, and what I want to do is shake this brood frame into a tub, just so I can double check I'm not scooping up the queen. It's a lot easier. You can really see the queen if you accidentally have her in the frame and you dump her into a tub. You can very easily see that queen, where sometimes it's hard to see her on the frame. Look at that winter nest being developed. Rimmed to pollen, open brood. What more can a guy ask for? Doesn't that put you in a good mood? Open brood. This is freshly capped brood here. So this will be emerging well into September. Nice and nicer. So I've just been, you know, looking over the frame for the queen, because I don't want to take the queen. Defeats the whole purpose. I have my shades on, so that's one strike against me. You don't see the queen, eh? No. My trained lackey eyes doesn't see the queen either, so that's good. And what I want to do, maybe just come around to this side, is as soon as I've determined there's no queen on there, what I want to do is shake it into a tub and then take the scoop from the tub, because it's just a secondary check to make sure you don't get the queen. But just kind of gently roll the bees down into the cup. See how they roll down? You're not damaging brood or anything. Those bees aren't going to fly off on me because they're nurse bees, right? Those are the ones I want. But they are going to crawl away on me. So then I just dump it into my, if I had fluid in there. And there is a sample from one of my colonies. So I'm going to do the same. Let's do one right away on that colony there. Look at the bees. Wish I could have seen this picture back in April, May. It would have made me feel a lot better. Okay. This is probably one of the most important things you're going to do as a beekeeper, is determining your pest levels. This is why I have a subscription to our tech transfer program, just for a verification of what's going on, so I know what's going on. Look at that brood nest. Open brood. I mean, we're looking at cap brood here. This is mature, but this is all open brood in here, rimmed with some, must be nectar and pollen. Do you you see the queen on that side?
No.
Looking on this side, just a mass of bees. I'm gonna take my shades off. What do we have here? This side is full of eggs and very, very young brood. So I'd like to think my patties are helping stimulate the creation of this brood nest, but more so these patties are just supplementing and complementing what's naturally coming in. And I'm just providing the bulk. Mother Nature fills in all those blanks there. So I don't see the queen, do you?
No.
Really wish I had my tub. Okay, come around to the other side. Look at them on that patty, just devouring it. Get a shot of that, see? Yum, 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 yum. Demand for protein. Okay, so what I want to do, because we are going to fall into robbing here pretty soon if we don't hurry up. Put a good cup full. And get these bees in for a test. Just like that. These bees will naturally knock themselves out there with the CO2. But later on today, after I get this filled up, I'm going to fill this up full of fluid, be it alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, or Randy Oliver uses Dawn dish detergent. I haven't used that yet, but I think I'm going to maybe look into it. So at any rate, we'll do a shake and see what we have. Anything puts me in a good mood first thing in the morning is opening a nest of this caliber. Look at those bees. They could give a damn that we're here. Num 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 num. We better get back to work. I don't think she belongs in this colony. Just a drifter. Go where you're supposed to be. Get out of here.